Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Shrupri here. The economy is completely upside down. Interest rates are too high, gas prices are too high, house prices are going crazy. The economy is not where it should be, but we all know this. Something that a lot of us don't know is how we got into this mess. And that's exactly what this video is about. How America got its economy to a point where it's literally unaffordable. And the culprit is the Federal Reserve. I'll be talking about how they created inflation, how they were way too late to take action on it, how it affects people like me and you, and who benefits from these high rates. That's a crazy lineup, so guys, do me a favor. Smash the like button and smash the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's get to the video. Before COVID, the economy was flourishing. America was producing oil, keeping gas down. There was low unemployment, low interest rates, and low inflation all until COVID happened. America printed $5.2 trillion in COVID relief funds, $4.5 trillion for quantitative easing purposes, and $3 trillion for infrastructure. All in all combined, that's $13 trillion. To put that into perspective, that's 52% of America's GDP right now. And the fact of the matter is that you cannot print that amount of money in that amount of magnitude and expect everything to be okay. The truth is that COVID relief funds and the quantitative easing that was done by the government, they were all short-term solutions. And the long-term was completely ignored, and that's exactly why we're in this mess right now. The short-term solution mainly provided businesses and individuals with relief checks. Whether that was for businesses to stay afloat or for the unemployed to keep paying off their bills, the point is that the COVID relief initiative did not last long. All it did was increase the inflation, lower the dollar's value, and put more money into the pockets of the people who were already wealthy. Now, sure, at the time, it might have seemed like a good idea to print that much amount of money in a time of crisis, but me and you, we both know that when you increase the supply of money that much, inflation is not just a possibility, it's literally a given. And now to the next part, which is how the Federal Reserve let inflation get so high. Now, inflation didn't get high overnight. It actually took it a year and a half to get to that point. Here's what I mean by that. Jerome Powell is the head chairman of the Federal Reserve. In other words, he knows quite a lot of things about the economy, how it works, how it functions. In fact, he's been through recessions and he knows exactly what it takes for recessionary environments to begin. Now, do me a favor and look at this chart. The curved blue line you see represents inflation. The gray straight line is the interest rate. Right when inflation had skyrocketed, which it started doing from 2021, as you can see, the interest rate should have been rising alongside it to keep inflation at bay. But instead, what we see is that inflation was allowed to skyrocket with nothing holding it back, almost as if the Federal Reserve wanted it to go up. Finally, 1.5 years later, the Federal Reserve had the right idea to raise the interest rates and combat the inflation. Now, guess what? Because the Federal Reserve did not act accordingly, now Americans are not just going to have to deal with high inflation, but record high interest rates. As we can see now, we're still dealing with those effects. In other words, while grocery, gas, and house prices go up, so does the cost of getting a loan, owning a house, and buying a car. Americans are suffering simply because of the lack of ability for the Federal Reserve to do their job. Now to the next part on how Americans are actually being affected. Now, I already touched on some of the things like gas prices and home prices, but it's more than that. For the average Joe, the past year and a half, he not only has had to work extra hours, he not only was forced to get a second job, but he most likely hasn't taken a day off for vacation, simply because he cannot afford it. I mean, guys, forget about the housing costs. Even the rent prices have literally skyrocketed. You mix that with insane food prices, gas prices, utility bills, phone bills, car payments, it's quite literally unaffordable for almost anyone to live comfortably. So these policies that the Federal Reserve has put in action and their lack of ability to do their job has really impacted so many Americans. And now to the last question, who benefits from this? Who keeps the money in the pocket? Think about those who lend you money. The banks. Now, the same bank loan that you would have taken out with a 5% rate, now that same bank loan goes to 20%. Nothing changed. Same loan, same bank, except you pay more and the banks keep more. I mean, guys, the banks, investment management companies, and hedge funds, they all profit from this. So guys, this isn't just about numbers on a page or an economic theory. It's about real lives, real struggles, real frustrations. Every decision made at the high level of finance in the big downtown skyscraper offices, it trickles down and affects how much you pay for a loaf of bread, how much it costs to fill up your car, and whether you can afford a house. So if you learned anything, or if you just enjoyed watching the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification button so you never miss out on another video. So take care, guys. Until next time. Thank you.